Welcome to another episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Two idiots tonight with a camera. And this toy, what are we reviewing?
We're reviewing Neca's Universal Monsters The Wolfman Super Crazy Remco Retro version.
Yeah, that box just said glow in the dark.
Does say glows in the dark.
This is the one you wanted.
Yes, this is the one I wanted. Back in 1980, a young Berg was allowed to buy the Universal Monster toys. And he had most, if not all of them, and he had the plastic carrying case. And his absolute goddamn favorite was a 3 3/4, 5 points of articulation Wolfman that looked exactly like this, except 3 3/4 inch. And he glue in the dark.
Nice.
And I snuck that guy in my pocket to and from first grade forever.
Sweet.
And the reason, if I ever find mine, his nose is rubbed off is because he was in my pocket walking back and from school. And I never took him out at school. I just wanted to have him. And because I had to walk behind the street I lived in, it's all just like, they hadn't built anything. It was just weeds, and mud, and dirt hills, and nothing. Like everyone's backyard just went to this big, giant play pit. So as a friendless young man, I walked home every day, and the Wolfman had adventures on the way home from first grade.
Oh, that's very cool.
And was my favorite toy. He was always with me just to have. So I was a latchkey kid, and he was my buddy. So I have forever wanted a better version of that toy.
But this is different than the previous Wolfman that we reviewed.
Yes, because the Wolfman, the previous one that we reviewed, boop, is what he actually looks like in the movie if it was colorized and he had green shirt and brown pants.
But this is a toy tribute.
This is a toy tribute, and even the 8-inch Remco at the time thought he wore all brown because it was black and white, and they didn't bother. Like, who cares that it's correct because it's a black and white movie? So when they announced them, again, I was super excited. Oh, they were getting the regular Universal Monster guys. I'm in, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we're gonna do these 3 retro versions. I was like, fuck you. If you'd done the whole wave, every figure, I'd buy them in that style. Because this is such a nostalgic, like, if this guy could fit in my pocket, his nose would be fucked as well. And because he's Neca, he'd probably break.
Oh.
But
Not so far.
not so far. He has the exact same sculpt as the color one and the black and white one.
Oh, right. This is the third.
This is the third version
the
of
black and white one.
Yes.
All right. I forgot about that.
So this is the second color version. So it's the exact same sculpt, articulation, everything. The only thing that is different is the paint job. And he comes in my 80 to 2002 is 32 years, roughly.
42?
42? Jesus, I'm old. In 42 years, this is the exact color scheme that I remember. Whether it's actually that accurate, I can't tell you, but it's exactly the way I remember it.
I do like the blood around the mouth. It's a really nice
The blood around the mouth is actually way more frightening now. Like, he just had like it's a deep magenta red, and like he kind of just looked like, if you didn't look too hard, it kind of just looked like he had like a pinkish red mouth.
On the original toy or the movie?
On the original toy.
Okay.
But this guy is looking off in the other direction than the color one, and they screwed me again. Like, just give me a Wolfman who looks straight.
Yeah.
The original toy looked off to the side too. So it's on par, but I just like...
That's weird. It's a weird choice.
And my favorite part, now that we have them up next to each other, is you can see on this guy, they painted the fur correctly, but on this one they made it a straight line on his cheek, not going where the fur is, so it looks even more like the original toy. So like,
yeah,
he is much more, the color one is much more defined cheekbone hair, and this one they just painted straight line.
Yep.
And it's just as straight brown. There is very little, if any, wash on him at all, comparatively. And it's perfect.
I'm glad you like it.
And the color of his face that glows in the dark, spoilers, is the exact same color that I remember. Oh my gosh. So that it makes Berg super, super happy. Then we could list some of the other differences. He comes with Bubkiss.
Well, he comes with a stand that the other one
He
didn't.
does. He comes with a stand. So this one can stand out of the package almost.
Which is a problem that we had with the previous one.
Correct.
Because his feet
Are sculpted to walk on his balls of his feet.
Right. So there's not much surface area on these feet, and they are a little bit rounded at the edges. There's just not much of a flat surface, which made it difficult for him to stand. Even though he has peg holes, they give this one a stand.
Yes, and shockingly, it's not the giant circle necklace stand that I bought from them. It's like the super small, non-obtrusive version.
Yeah, it's minimalist, but it's effective.
It works.
Every time you put him down, he stands.
Yeah, and I have so much fun with this guy that I'm thinking of buying the Mummy and Frankenstein, even though I don't want them and don't have the relationship to those two. I mean, I had them as a kid, but I didn't care. Like, my three favorite of that line was the Wolfman, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, because his whole body glow in the dark, as opposed to just his, like, Dracula's face and hands.
Sure.
And such, and the Mummy was, I believe, all glow in the dark.
Is it just his face then?
It is just his face that glows in the dark. We'll take a picture of it because it glows super bright on your camera, but it's not that bright in real life, and it is impossible to turn all the lights off in the Shotgun studios to get a live version.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll splice that in right about here. So, such good memories. And yeah, it's dumb, but he's almost half the price. He's $15 cheaper, or depending where you find him, $12 cheaper
Than the other one?
than the other one.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Like, the color one, my retail was around $38 before my discount, and this guy was $23 before my discount.
Well, that's nice.
So, I've never seen them in Target to look at prices because I was going to get them through this Graham Cracker Comics.
Sure.
Hashtag. So yeah, super stoked. Just so happy. He is going to take the place of the color one, and he's going to go on the Shadow Box review. Too much shaking. But yeah, like, they didn't even paint his belt or nothing. It's just, he's got a scrape on his butt. God damn it. Look, he pooed himself. Wolfman's got white poo. So yeah, they didn't even bother. Like, his ears are just straight brown. I mean, like, it's so stupid retro happiness.
I'm glad you're happy with it.
Listen, I know this is just for four of us, and I can't believe they bothered to make the like 3 of them.
I'm pretty sure he sold out at my Target, so somebody bought him.
Well, I have only ever seen the Mummy at Target, and I've seen him multiple times, so he must not be the popular one. And the case breakdown is stupid. It's like 6 Frankensteins, 3 Wolfman, and 3 Mummy.
That's a big case.
That might, yeah, it's something like that. It's so, but whatever, I got him. I'm super stoked. I'm super happy. He's going to be on my mantle until my wife says he has to come down. So every night when I turn the light out, there's going to be this glowing green face. I'm like, yes!
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is he the toy of the year? No. Is he in the contention? Probably. He's on the list.
Tune in later this year for that.
Yeah.
I'm still working on my list.
So, yeah, see? So there you go. I don't know, do you want to rate him?
I'm just gonna go straight 3 hammers. He seems fine.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him 5 hammers because he's just as good as the other one, but he doesn't come with the stuff, so he's not as good, but he's half the price, or almost half the price. So
I'm gonna go 3.5 for the stand.
And the stand, yeah, like, hits all the right spots. I love it. I'm so happy. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but this is a year of Berg and werewolves and Bigfoots.
I'm happy for you.
And what was the other thing that you guys didn't know I like?
Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many nostalgia bullshit stuff this year. Storm Shadow, Dark Knight Batman, spoilers. Sounds like a top 10 list, top 5 list. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let me know if you had this guy, you ruined his nose. If you Google pictures, almost every picture has his nose ruined. So it's not like I did it on purpose. I think it's just.
I will be Googling pictures.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm stoked. And if you're super bored, look up Neca's commercial for these guys. It's super retro. It's right out of the 80s toy commercialing at its finest.
Terror approaches with the all-new Frankenstein, Wolfman, and the Mummy retro action figures by Neca. Classic retro paint decor, modern action figure articulation for the perfect monster battles. The monsters even glow in the dark. It's the all-new retro Universal Monsters, Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, and Wolfman action figures. Each monster sold separately from Neca.
Yeah. Need somebody to fly away.